Hi, welcome back everybody. This is video number 4 in our series about how to modify the car in a garage and save those settings into player prefs so that the vehicle looks the same in the game. Okay, great. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to demonstrate what it is we're changing today, and today we're interested in the front suspension height and the rear suspension height. As you can see, they're independent. Alright, great. So how do we do that? Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to create some sliders. So create a slider, height slider here, and the settings that I've used are 0.1 and 0.5, minimum value 0.1, 0.5. So that's like a racing car right through to 4x4, okay? And same with the rear, same values for the rear. Okay, so which value is it that we're changing? Well, if we look down at the wheel hubs, we can see here is this value here, suspension distance. We're going to be changing this value with the slider using script. Okay, so what's the script and where does it go? First thing is, if we look at our car manager, which we're slowly building up, we have this script called car setup. Okay, it's in this script here, and as you can see, what I've done is I've dropped my front suspension slider into it, and I've dropped my rear suspension slider into it. Front, rear. Okay, good. So for this, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create a float excuse me, for the front suspension and a slider gap, okay, which is what's done here. So a public slider, and the same for the rear. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of that. Okay, right. And what we've done here is we've basically in start we have said, okay, let's grab the current value of suspension front from the player prefs, and if it's less than 0.1 we'll make it 0.3. Alright, we do that in case it's a first time installation. Alright, okay, because the value will come out as 0 and that overrides that. Great. Okay, so now here we've got then we set the slider value to whatever value we're getting from suspension front, or this one if it's a first install. Okay, right. Then we run a function. What is it? Well, it's going to actually set the suspension to the value that we have here for suspension front. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so if I want to do a screenshot, okay, so this is what actually changes this value over here, right? So we said this suspension front is now equal to this, the value of the slider, okay? And we're simply going to change this value, which is the wheel front suspension distance, right, to the value of the slider. And we did the same here for the left and the right wheel. If you wanted to do them independently, if you want to have a left wheel set up independently of the right, again you can just set yourself another player prefs, grip front left, grip front right, okay, and set them up accordingly. Okay, and then after we've done that, we save our new value of suspension front in player prefs for the next time we need it. Great. Okay, so how do I know that the values change? Well, I use something called a listener. Okay, and here is the listener for this slider. Basically, it's a simple piece of script and it listens for changes in the value of something. Alright, and in this case, it's the slider. So I've got one for the front, and I've got one for the rear slider. Okay, right. You can copy those. And that's all there is to it. Okay, so I'll just give you a chance for some screenshots. Rear's exactly the same. That's all we need, okay, as you can see. Good, so that's the code done. Now all we need to do is check everything's working, and we're good to go. So, let's press play. Ways to check your things are working. It's very important to check everything. Right, so look at our front slider value. Is it moving up and down over here? So have a look over here. Is that working? Yes, it's working. Is it visually going up and down? Yes, it is. Great. Okay, well, what about down here in these hubs? So let's check the front hubs. Right, we're looking for this value here. Is this going to move? Okay, yes it is. Right, okay. And obviously the rear one's working as well. Okay, so here, just to show you, check them here. Yep, that's working as well, but can it remember it? So let's make this car really low. I'll make it kind of high at the front and low at the back, right, like that. So are the player prefs working? Well, let's have a look. So Yeah, they're working great. Okay, and that's all you need to know, and that's all you need. That's one way of raising and lowering your suspension. All right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and in the next video we are going to be showing you how to change the spring value. Okay, and the spring value over here is this one. Okay. Thanks again, and goodbye.